An anonymous FBI tip connects two Wisconsin men to rioting at the U.S. Capitol. One is part of the Wisconsin National Guard.
A survivor opens up to News 3 about her experience with domestic violence and the support she's needing today.
And we're finally seeing some much-needed rain. The week ahead might include a few more chances for showers, but we'll look at your full forecast in just a bit.
This is News 3 Now at 5.
Boy, we needed it out there, too. Thanks for staying with us. The rain showers will be sticking with us throughout the evening.
And that could make an impact on any plans you may have tonight. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Dana Fulton is on the weather patio. We can hear it, Dana.
It is coming down right now, yes. And it is the big raindrops coming down for us on the backyard patio, too. So an umbrella definitely necessary. As we look at our radar right now, you notice a few spots of lightning. So while most of the area is seeing scattered showers, there are a few isolated thunderstorms in the mix. Now for downtown Madison, it is steadier rainfall, but more of the heavy rainfall starting to move through Stoughton in the southeast corner of Dane County currently. As we look a little further south into parts of Greene County and starting to move into Rock County, some heavy rainfall also near Monroe and Brodhead. Again, Janesville looks dry currently, but those showers will continue to build in as we look ahead over the next hour or so. If you are in Janesville, plan on the rain being there, I would say in the next 30 to 40 minutes. Now, well to the south, there is a severe thunderstorm watch for central and southern Illinois, so we're not really talking about severe weather for us this evening, just the continuation of showers for the next few hours. And then some cooler air building in. Here's a live look with our Edgewater Skycam. So along with the heavier rain at times, of course, it is reducing visibility quite a bit. Temperature-wise, we are in the low 60s in Madison. As we look ahead to tomorrow, plan on variably cloudy skies and temperatures just a little cooler outside, certainly cooler than average. We'll stay near 60 degrees for afternoon highs. The work week is going to include a few more opportunities, again, for some much-needed rain, but we will take a closer look at your full 10-day in just a few minutes.
It is hard to forget those moments. Hundreds of pro-Trump supporters storming the U.S. Capitol back in January, trying to stop lawmakers from declaring Joe Biden the winner of the 2020 presidential election. We have since learned that two of those rioters are from Wisconsin. One of the men involved that day is from Madison, the other a member of the Wisconsin National Guard.
Both went before a federal judge in Dane County today and were able to walk back out under specific conditions. Gabriella Becerra was in the courtroom this afternoon and explains what the charges are. Gabby?
Well, Susan, Brandon Nelson and Abram Markowski went to Washington, D.C. to hear President Trump's speech on January 6th, but they didn't leave when it was over. They walked over to the U.S. Capitol and walked inside with the rest of the rioters.
This video didn't necessarily record them, but other cameras did, spawning two people from Wisconsin walking through the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, the day of the riots. An anonymous tip led the FBI to Brandon Nelson of Madison and later connected them to Abram Markowski. These men are now charged with entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building or grounds, violent entry or disorderly conduct, and parading, demonstrating, or picketing in a Capitol building. Nelson told federal agents that he and Markowski were in the Capitol for about 40 minutes before driving back to Wisconsin. Cell phone records place both men inside the Capitol during the times they admitted to being there. Nelson and Markowski, who is from La Crosse County, made an initial appearance together. The judge released them on the same conditions, including the standard 12 conditions, plus staying away from Washington, D.C. except for court-related purposes, getting any out-of-state travel approved, and calling pre-trial services once a week. I attempted to ask Nelson and Markowski questions as they left the courthouse this afternoon, but they did not want to talk.
Nelson and Markowski also had to do an interview today with pretrial services. They are now scheduled to attend court in D.C. via Zoom next week, 1 week from today on May 10th.
Gabriella Becerra live tonight. Gabby, thank you. Now here's an update to a story a lot of you are reading on channel3000.com right now. The Wisconsin Department of Justice now leading the investigation into a deadly shooting at a Brown County casino complex. Today we learned the suspected shooter, 65-year-old Brian Pofall, a former employee of the complex. We were told he was fired from from a restaurant there earlier this year and was not allowed on the casino's property. Police said he entered the restaurant Saturday night in search of another employee who was not working at the time. Pofall then reportedly shot 2 employees at close range, then another person outside before he was shot and killed by Green Bay police. The victims who died were identified as 32-year-old Ian Simpson and 35-year-old Jacob Bartell. Both were near the waiter station at the time of the shooting. 28-year-old Daniel Mulligan was shot outside and is recovering at a Milwaukee hospital. A GoFundMe account has been set up for him. The Brown County Sheriff's Office calling this a targeted incident.
Firefighters are still monitoring a fire at an old paper mill in Menasha. The Whiting Mill, better known as the George Whiting Paper Company, dates back to 1882. It caught on fire yesterday. No injuries were reported, but the mill was destroyed. City officials are calling the fire a great loss to Menasha history. Buildings are reopening following a gas leak this afternoon on the UW-Madison campus. It happened along Observatory Drive. Madison Gas and Electric say it appears someone was moving equipment inside a building and damaged a line.
Almost 1 per day. That's how many domestic violence-related arrests Dane County deputies have handled in the last 3 years. Domestic violence numbers went up during the pandemic and unfortunately are continuing. Tonight, we are hearing from a survivor of a recent domestic violence case that landed 2 people in jail with first-degree intentional homicide charges against them.
Started from me asking for a box of diapers. And I was already currently not working because back in February, around Valentine's Day, he broke my finger and actually split both of my working tendons, so I had to get surgery.
And tonight at 6, our Jamie Perez shares what happened to Chandler and how you can help her. A Dane County judge has denied a temporary injunction that would have thrown out local health department emergency orders. This was part of a lawsuit filed by the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty in a dance studio in Oregon. It claimed Madison's public health director did not have the power to issue orders that put limits on businesses. A judge ruled that she did, in fact, have the authority to issue those orders and that the business did not show the orders made irreparable harm to them.
Another 349 COVID-19 cases are confirmed in Wisconsin. That is a slight drop from yesterday's case count and the 7-day rolling average. No new deaths were recorded today, but 29 more people were hospitalized. More than 4 million doses of vaccine have been given in Wisconsin. More than 2 million are fully vaccinated. That is more than 34% of the population. And in Dane County, at least 60% of people have at least 1 dose of the vaccine. 45% of Dane County residents are fully vaccinated.
And as Dane County becomes closer to herd immunity, the rest of Wisconsin and the United States still has a ways to go. Experts say the U.S. could reach herd immunity when 70 to 90% of the population is fully vaccinated. Doctors say that while that percentage seems pretty high, they are remaining hopeful. But if we don't reach that threshold, it could mean COVID is here to stay.
Hopefully it's at a much lesser rate than what we saw, for example, back in the surge in the fall as far as hospitalizations and such, but you would have COVID in the community. It would be incumbent upon vaccinated people to maintain their immunity by whatever means that is, if that's boosters and so on and so forth. And there would be the risk for unimmunized people, to hospitalization, death, and those serious complications.
Dr. Anderson says the focus needs to continue to be on getting as many people vaccinated as possible and says you don't want to regret not getting vaccinated if you end up with a COVID infection.
CDC data shows more than 40% of U.S. adults are now fully vaccinated. And as COVID infections decrease in some states, more restrictions are being lifted. Florida's governor suspended all local COVID emergency mandates. Broadway and other businesses are getting ready to reopen in New York. Only 5 states are not seeing a decline in cases, and that includes Oregon, where state health officials say the UK variant is spreading.
It's hard to see another surge coming now, especially since so many of the hospitalized patients now are younger and requiring the most intensive interventions.
The Biden administration is restricting travel from India, where cases are surging, starting Tuesday.
President Biden continued his Getting America Back on Track tour today. He visited schools in Virginia to talk about his proposals for infrastructure and families. His proposals call for universal preschool, tuition-free community college, and expanded child care benefits. Republicans continue to push back against the plans for the price tag and proposed tax hikes on wealthy Americans. Senate Republicans have their own nearly $600 billion infrastructure counteroffer offer. The president has bipartisan meetings planned at the White House in the coming weeks.
Vice President Kamala Harris plans to visit Milwaukee tomorrow. She's also highlighting the need for the president's two plans. It will be the vice president's first trip to Wisconsin. Specific details for her visit haven't been announced yet. Wisconsin Republican leaders are calling on Governor Evers to meet with them. They want to discuss his plans for spending over $3 billion in federal stimulus money. State law gives the governor the power to decide how to spend the money. He has vetoed bills passed by the legislature that would have given lawmakers control. Governor Evers said last week meeting with Republicans is, quote, not a top priority.
The state capitol reopened to the public today for the first time in 13 months. It has limited hours, but will be open on the weekends as well. No tours are being offered at this time, but the tour desk will be staffed for anyone stopping by. In other state office buildings, they are still closed, though they could open for workers by this summer.
Madison's tourism industry is hoping to benefit with things opening up again. The industry took a big hit during the pandemic. Numbers released today by the State Department of Tourism found that spending in Madison went from $300 million in 2019 to just over $100 million last year.
Oh, you may hear F-16 fighter jets taking off and landing once again this week. The 115th Fighter Wing doing night training flights until Thursday. Those flights will take place till about 10 p.m. each night. Still to come at 5, a teenager from New Jersey among the Americans who died. The new video showing Friday's deadly stampede at a religious festival. This was in Israel.
And you've called our newsroom to complain about this. Next at 5, experts weigh in on why you're seeing an increase in gas prices.
And the markets start the week with a Dow soaring 238 points. The Nasdaq falls more than 67. S&P up 11.5. We'll be right back.
Tonight on CBS, the night starts with The Neighborhood, followed by Bob Hart's Abishola. Then it's time for drama with All Rise and Bull. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
A nursing home promises to care for our parents as cherished loved ones. But if your parents have been injured in a nursing home, we can help. Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Struggling to get fresh air this spring? It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion. Right now, every Comfort 365 window style is 40% off.
At Champion, we make buying new windows easy. Unlike some other companies, we control every step of the process. We design, build, install, and guarantee it for life.
Stay comfortable all year long and get 40% off all styles. Call now or download our free buyer's guide at getchampionwindows.com.
You've heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but you still need to see your dentist because getting good dental care is important to your overall health. You know dental bills can take a big bite out of your budget, especially if you're retired or on Medicare. Even a simple cleaning can cost $200. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost hundreds, even thousands more. But affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company can help. Give us a call or go online for this free information kit with all the details. This isn't just a discount plan or for checkups only. This is real dental insurance that can help pay for over 350 covered procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, even dentures. There are no deductibles, no annual maximum, and you can see any dentist you like. So don't wait. Call or go to sendinfokit.com to get your free information kit. Call now.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
News 3 Now this morning, why a Hollywood star is helping out an organization in the 608.
And more clouds than sun expected the rest of the week. Chris Reese will start your day. Join us starting at 4:30 for News 3 Now this morning.
When it comes to weather, only one thing really matters: accuracy.
Only one station can be the best.
News 3 Now. First Warn Weather has the most accurate forecast, according to Weather Rate.
Count on First Warn Weather for your most accurate forecast.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
New video this evening shows the moment dozens of people were killed during Friday's stampede in Israel. 6 Americans were among the 45 killed, and a third of the victims were teenagers or children. Around 100,000 ultra-Orthodox Jews were attending a religious festival. It was the largest crowd to gather in the country since pandemic restrictions were lifted. Israel's government launched an investigation into the incident. Border Patrol officials believe the boat that ran aground near San Diego yesterday was being used for human smuggling. 3 people died and several others were hurt. U.S. officials believe the passengers were trying to enter the U.S. illegally. Border Patrol agents are interviewing dozens of survivors who were seen jumping off the boats. The boat's captain is in custody.
New numbers for the airline industry. Air travel has now reached a record high. Agents screening over 1.6 million people at airports. That was just yesterday alone. Nearly 10 times more than the same day 1 year ago. Sunday's numbers often are the highest of the week for TSA, but they say the amount of travelers on the other days is also trending higher. Price of gas going up across the country. You probably noticed here in Madison as well. Price is averaging $2.71 right now here. That's up 3 cents a gallon since Friday, according to Gas Buddy. But while prices usually peak this time of the year, experts warn they'll keep rising this year along with demand. AAA is calling this the year of the road trip, and Gas Buddy agrees. With Americans essentially landlocked, many are choosing car trips, but while there's still plenty of supply right now,
keep in mind, if demand is going to be very high this summer, we're just one refinery issue away or one outage away from seeing a disruption.
So another challenge, rental car shortages. And ahead at 6, we'll share some helpful advice to get around that, as well as how soon gas could hit the $3 a gallon mark.
You'll want to stay away from Colorado's high country if you're ready for warmer weather. A storm dropped half a foot of snow in the Rockies. Boy, it sure looks pretty though, doesn't it? Making it look like early March instead of May in the mountains. There is some concern that the moisture from this storm could cause rock and mudslides. And we have some new video to show you of a tornado that touched down in Mississippi last night. Several communities observed tornadoes in the state. This video was taken near Yazoo City. Emergency crews also spent the day assessing damage in Tupelo and working to restore power. Tupelo is the birthplace of Elvis Presley, and his home was not damaged during the storm. No injuries, luckily, were reported in Mississippi, but one person in Georgia died as a result of these storms.
All right, let's get a look at your certified most accurate weather. Dana Fulton now with the latest on the forecast. A lot of green on your radar, Dana.
A lot of green right now. It's a little rainy outside. If you haven't had the opportunity just to poke your head out the window or out the door real quick, and hopefully you haven't had to hit the roads in this rain, because we're seeing significant slowdowns along the Beltline right now due to visibility and the heavy showers coming through. But we'll look at traffic in just a little bit. That heavier rainfall, it seems like, starting to move east and pull away from downtown Madison. We still have scattered showers moving through Dane County, so it's certainly still soggy outside, but those heavier showers again pulling southeast now towards Stoughton. Just outside of Janesville, the showers still off to the west in parts of Evansville and the western edge of Rock County and into Greene County as well. So these shower chances will continue on for the next hour or two before really tapering off and moving off to the east for us overnight. Here's a live look over Madison. Again, a very cloudy sky, a rainy sky for us, and a little patchy fog in spots as temperatures are pretty close to our dew points for us right now. Looking in Platteville, a very similar story with that cloud coverage and the rain coming down. This is really good news for anything on the ground, though. Finally starting to see a little more bright green pop up after the rain coming through today. We're over abnormally dry, our drought status creeping up through Wisconsin. So to have some steady rainfall like we've experienced over the last few hours, a little more slower state so the ground can really absorb it. That's some good news for us. Again, temperatures sitting in the low 60s for much of the area. A little warmer spot here, it looks like, in the very southeast corner, but these temps are pretty close to our dew point, so we do have some patchy fog in spots. This is all as a front is crossing through, so the rain comes along with the front. Some stronger storms down to the south where it's a little warmer. Behind this, though, it's going to get a little cooler outside. If you were a big fan of the 80s over the weekend, we're expecting some cooler temperatures to build in for the work week. Seasonably cool. We won't drop too much, but we likely won't see the 80s again. again as we look ahead through the work week. Shower chances really tapering off as we get closer to 8 o'clock. Still mostly cloudy outside, but at that point, the rain's really out of here. Overnight, we'll still have that mostly cloudy sky starting the day off tomorrow with temperatures dropping to the mid to upper 40s. For tomorrow afternoon, high temperatures will be climbing to the upper 50s. Our precipitation trend might be a little above average in that 6 to 10 day outlook. Cooler temperatures expected, though, to build in our 6 to 10 day outlook. Again, cooler air, but hopefully a little more rain to build in for us as things are still a little dry outside. Even after the showers coming through today, we could use a few more days like today to really eat at that deficit. Variably cloudy tomorrow and cooler. Highs will be near 60 for us, staying close to 60 degrees for Wednesday with our next chance for showers coming in Wednesday night and lingering into Thursday. Again, it looks like a steadier, more spring shower event building in for Thursday. Friday, we get a break in the rain. Close to 60 still for Saturday and Sunday, with more rain chances developing late in the day Saturday and into Sunday. So staying in the 60s with overnight lows near 40. It's not too cool outside, but at that point, we're getting to the middle of May. It is just a little bit below average, and it does look like heading into the following week, we continue on with that cool trend with high temperatures in the mid to low 60s and a few more opportunities for rain to build in. Right now, that rain is causing a little bit of a delay for us along the Beltline. It does look east and westbound. We're having a few slowdown spots for us. No accidents to report, which is good news, but a lot of people driving a little bit slower with visibility reduced and water on the roads for us. Downtown Madison, no delays, and in fact, the interstate north and southbound looks good from Dane County through Rock County. From Janesville to the Beltline, 28 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton. And some Prairie to downtown, we're still holding on to a 9-minute drive this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. Next at 5, waterproof or long-lasting? We waited until it was raining to tell you the best sunscreen options on the market. We're recognizing Melanoma Monday, an important topic. We'll have more next. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is a Wisconsin farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness, the freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon, the salmon that tees up the cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-5837. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-5837.
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough? Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP Study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
Fry Construction is celebrating 26 years of providing excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by so many of your neighbors and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. In honor of our 26 years, we are offering 26% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
This is a Wisconsin Brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest broth, the broth that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Today is known as Melanoma Monday, a day to raise awareness for the most serious form of skin cancer.
It accounts for only 1% of all skin cancers, but causes the majority of skin cancer deaths. According to the American Cancer Society, around 2,400 people in Wisconsin will be diagnosed with melanoma this year.
Elise Preston has more on how to protect yourself.
Yvonne Basil was diagnosed with melanoma on her pinky toe 5 years ago. She was completely surprised.
Because you're Black, was that kind of the root of some of your shock?
Yes, and funny you should say that because that went through my mind. I'm thinking, Black people don't get melanoma.
It's a common misconception, but people of all skin tones get skin cancer, with melanoma being one of the deadliest forms. Dr. Samal Desai with the American Academy of Dermatology says performing self-exams is important.
Look for spots on your skin. Maybe they look dark, they're new, something has changed. See a board-certified dermatologist as immediately as possible so that we can potentially help diagnose and treat that skin cancer at an earlier stage.
Rates of melanoma have been rising over the last several decades. Research shows when skin cancer develops in people of color, it's often diagnosed at a later stage.
We know that the outcome can actually be more impactful in terms of long-term morbidity and mortality.
Experts say everyone is at risk for skin cancer, regardless of age, gender, or race, but you can reduce your risk.
Use a broad-spectrum water-resistant sunscreen with an SPF of 30 or higher. Reapply every 2 hours and stay in the shade midday when the sun is strongest.
Why is it important for you to spread the word, not to just everybody, but especially people who look like you?
As African Americans, sometimes we have that fear of, saying, oh, no, if I go to the doctor, I'm going to find out something's going to be bad. This is serious.
Doctors had to remove Yvonne's toe. She remains cancer-free and protects herself outdoors as best she can. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
And we'll be right back.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, no interest if paid in full in 2 years. Call today.
Update your home's exterior with help from Menards. Check out our great selection of Timbercrest double 4-inch vinyl siding in a variety of colors. It's 15% thicker than traditional vinyl siding, and it's all 11% off. Add an accent that looks like stone with Novik Stack Stone panels. They replicate the look of stone masonry with no mortar required. Available in 6 colors. All Novik Stack Stone panels are 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time. Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Looking for a health plan that gives you more? iCare members receive up to $1,200 per year in over-the-counter benefits to buy thousands of products, in-store or delivered right to your door for free. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows. Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
I'm Scott the Window Guy from AHT Wisconsin Windows. Our solid core composite frame triple pane window is the most energy efficient window made for Wisconsin no matter what the season. Buy 7 windows by the end of the month and get the 8th free at scottthewindowguy.com.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom, plus no interest if paid in full in 2 years. Call today.
Patio enclosures.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, the big news tonight: New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut set to reopen. Restaurants, bars, offices, even Broadway. But the concern is COVID cases climb in the West. Plus, billionaire breakup. Bill and Melinda Gates announce their divorce after 27 years of marriage, the reason behind the split. And ahead of Mother's Day, we start our ode to moms with a military spouse who couldn't get hired, so she became her own CEO. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Let's go back to Dana. Final check on our forecast.
It is a little rainy outside for us right now. That will continue for the next few hours. Much of the showers really tapering off by about 8 o'clock tonight. A few thunderstorms mixed in. For tomorrow, variably cloudy and cooler. High temperatures will be close to 60, and that's where we'll stay for the rest of the work week and into the weekend, with high temperatures trending near 60. A little cool for this time of year, with a few more chances for rain developing late Wednesday and throughout the day on Thursday, and then another system bringing in rain chances late Saturday and into Sunday. It does look like that cool trend will carry us into the following work week.
All right, Dana, thank you. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News coming your way next. Stay tuned.